Hi, welcome to Awakening Soul Truth. I'm Robbie, and this is my friend Allison. And we are here today to talk about the Lion's Gate, which is a huge activation portal. It usually starts to open up towards the end of July, goes about to the 12th of August, and that point in the center is typically August 8th, the day that we typically celebrate the Lion's Gate. So this year, 2024, according to numerology, is also the number eight. So we have 888, which is a very powerful piece to come together, triple dosing
Boy,
this
so
activation portal. This usually occurs when the sun and Sirius, which is considered the spiritual sun, is lined up with Orion's belt in the sign of Leo. This particular activation portal of the Lion's Gate is going to be kind of magnifying not just what needs to be healed and lifted and done with, but also kind of like a fast track to where we're heading,
yeah,
like a
absolutely.
fast track to the new earth.
Okay, so I think this energy is just so intense and magical because the alignment with Sirius is really about opening up old spiritual wisdom from Egypt. And the power of Egypt in this is unique and kind of special because the Egyptians dedicated their entire life to being spiritual beings. They did and built everything physically to represent the relationship with spiritual attunement, with it connecting with the divine. And specifically, they really walked in and celebrated the Isis energy and awakening fertility and creation energy. So, this connection with Sirius and the Egyptian energy gives us this amazing time where the veil is really, really thin and we can accept deep creative energy, spiritual energy that's coming from the heart, energy that's being coming down like raining light onto our planet. This veil is thin, it shifts everything for us. This window, this door gives us the power and the magic to say we want a world that is created from true spiritual principles.
Well, and going back to what you said about going to the Egyptians and going back to Isis and everything she represents, that creation energy, that's
Mm-hmm.
why the Lionsgate portal is considered a magical time for creation and manifestations, which is
Mm-hmm.
why we're bringing it to your attention today. I think if we look back at that number eight, in numerology, it represents abundance and prosperity. It represents the connection or the balance between the spiritual and the physical, or the spiritual and the material realm. And if you turn eight on its side, it shapes like the sign of infinity. And if we're infinite beings, and if we believe in infinite possibilities, this is the time to kind of jump in to harness this energy so it's working for us.
Absolutely. I love that concept of the figure eight because it's not only that relationship between the spiritual and the physical, it's how energy moves through our chakras and moves from the spiritual realm into the physical realm, from the spiritual to the physical, and it kind of weaves back and forth in that figure. And that center point is kind of the point of manifestation. So the symbol eight, bridging that space between the spiritual and the physical.
I love that. And eight is also a very auspicious number for that reason.
Mm, yeah. We were talking earlier about how all this energy is coming in and what does that really mean in terms of how it affects us personally? And it means growth. It means really getting to heal the past and doing tons of self work. This is not an easy time. Can you face the stuff that's blocking you and holding you back, that's limiting, that's self-defeating, that says that you're unworthy and that you don't have purpose. This is a time where you have to claim your sovereignty. You got to really dive into this realm of healing and being like, okay, I got to own all of me. I want to create the most powerful place. I got to own all of me.
It's so true. And I was just thinking while you were saying that, I just got this vision of a lion's head. And if you think of the lion being the king of the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
and last week with our recording, we were talking about becoming your own inner authority. It's like
Mm-hmm.
bring about that lion or lioness inside.
Yeah, the courage too, the courage to take your inner authority, heal it, to be present with it. That is something humanity's not great at. It's something as an individual. But like all the astrology, it keeps saying, we're healing, we're getting rid of old systems, and that's internal. The old systems are internal first. So what system was not working for you, and manifesting your greatest potential? Because I think we want a world of peace. We want a world of community and love and safety and true security. So the more you can create it internally, the bigger it is externally, and especially right now because of the
You
fake.
know, I have listened to many channelers and astrologers talking about how the month of August should be a month where we pull back and take more rest, to go
Mm.
more inward. And I'm almost now thinking it's because of this Lionsgate and this energy being so intense, so that we don't
Ah,
get as fragmented and we start to, I think I've heard you say the concept fold in.
yeah, fold inward. And I think you're right. I love that. It is a time of integration and resting, but manifestation at the same time, but manifesting from authenticity, manifesting from a place of integrity. What we really want to manifest is that place of security, that place of I'm supported and I want to have the time and the opportunity to be this creative, magnificent self that I am, and to be seen for that. And our external environment, like our schools, our economic system, none of that supports what we're talking about. And so when we really dig into, hey, I want this in my life, when we really say, hey, I deserve to be loved, supported, seen, creative, magical, not working for other people for their, best physical life. We're saying this window, this door gives us the power and the magic to say we want a world that is created from true spiritual principles,
Yeah.
and get out of this world of lack and tit for tat and competition, and it just doesn't even make sense anymore. The more spiritual we become, it doesn't make sense.
I 100% agree with you and feel like right now, a lot of us are being tested, myself included, because as a light worker and putting this type of work in for myself and other people for the last 20 some years,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think I'm alone in saying we're going to be tested with this. And I have felt the test a lot the last couple of days
Mhm.
and realized the truth in all of this. And I guess I just want to give a shout out to all the light workers and say, we understand, keep coming back to the practice over and over and over again and lean on each other.
Yeah.
Like, I am so grateful I have you and other people in my life that I can reach out to when I am feeling completely insecure or that lack of confidence or feeling like I'm not doing enough, for myself or for my students or clients. It's helpful to have that support and reach out to the people that will give you the support to build you back up if you feel
Yeah.
like you're falling.
Absolutely. And that's that because we are allowing old systems to fall, you know? And the biggest thing is what you just said. You got to create and return to this place of being self-assured, being loved, being supported. I think New Earth is it's a feeling state. It's the feeling of love, it's the feeling of power, it's the feeling of community, it's the feeling of being honored, right? And all of that we can do internally first so that our external world really reflects it.
Do you know? I'm curious because I personally don't know a ton about Sirius Star. I have heard more about Sirius Star from you and the astrologers during this time than I ever really have. I know it's representing the spiritual sun. Don't they say it's brighter than our sun? Heard about 25% brighter.
The brightest star you see in the night sky, that's not a like a planet. Like this is something that we're all seeing on a regular basis. How do I describe Sirius? I know that the people are very high vibrational. I really resonate with that energy really deeply. It feels like flowing blue energy, like water. At first, when I started to feel the movement of light energy through my body, was almost unnerving because it's like, wow, I'm not a static being at all. I'm a moving kind of vibration. Well, when I align with Sirius energy, that's what happens for me. There's a blue kind of like, and it is like water moving through. I love that the Egyptians were aligned with that and celebrated that. It's part of the Orion's belt also. Um, but I think the most, I'm going to go out on a limb. I really feel like some of that high vibrational energy that you see, like maybe with Isis and Horus and kind of the Egyptian line, and then segueing into the Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, and Jesus energy. Those three individuals actually traveling to Egypt and aligning with learning the spiritual mystery schools. How do we tap into the divine, increase our intuition? I see all that as part of the Sirius energy and that group of individuals aligning with it also.
Wow,
So
that's
those
really cool.
messages, yeah, those messages of your soul being your greatest guidepost, being the center of your heart, the soul actually being your sun, your inner star.
I heard someone say something powerful that, they were talking about that Jupiter conjunction that happened in, I believe, in 2020 around the winter solstice. And they say that was the same type of conjunction that happened when Jesus was born. And that was like the light in the sky that the astrologers or the magi followed, to find the Christ child to bring the gifts. And they were saying that, as time has moved on since then, this particular activation portal of the Lion's Gate is going to be kind of magnifying not just what needs to be healed and lifted and done with, but also kind of like a fast track to where we're heading,
Yeah,
like a
absolutely.
fast track to the new earth. And that a lot of people would be receiving a lot of gifts,
Yeah.
breakthroughs, or enlightening moments. And so I guess that's what I'm really excited about with this 888 is what's coming.
And to give yourself permission to feel it and receive it.
What are light codes? And the downloads of light codes that we're receiving.
Ah, yeah.
And with the activation portal, I feel like, and if you think about what this other person was saying about receiving these gifts and getting these breakthroughs, it is like we're receiving more light codes with this.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
So with the light codes, I'm just asking, since you're more tapped in this way, with the light codes coming in, does it take a while for the light codes to like come into our system and then be activated internally? Like, is that why we should maybe have restful moments through August so it can integrate?
I would say it takes a while for the body to harness and get used to the high vibration of energy. And I think that as you're seeing the more light come into the planet, so like if we really looked at the kind of the physical part of it, but physicalness in terms of you might not be able to see it, but it is what's happening, is that it brings in so much light that the earth actually starts to vibrate and harness the energy first, and it increases and actually heals her too. So that part is shifting. It's affecting your chakras, and it's affecting the center of every one of your cells. So it literally is an upgrade energetically, if you like it or not. Like to have all of our physical being inundated with light. And you have to remember that whole principle that we start to vibrate at the higher vibration. So it increases the divine matrix or the light that surrounds the earth, because she herself is absorbing that light and bringing it in. And so her vibration starts to really change. And then that increases kind of the light coming off of, her creating her own like auric field.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? And then our chakras, because those are big energy points, naturally start to absorb that light. So this isn't actually like a choice. I think when a lot of the people are talking about like we've gone to the place of no return, this is absolutely happening, that we're evolving, that we're shifting into the higher vibration. I think this is really what they mean. Like, yeah, it's happening. It's affecting every human. And I think we're here to say, hey, it is affecting you. Here's some tools to be helpful, because this is not easy.
It's not easy. And I'm smiling because you called it an upgrade. And I love knowing that we're receiving upgrades and that no one's left behind with the upgrades.
Right.
But at the same time, when I ran Half Moon Yoga Healing, a yoga studio that did so much more than yoga, we had a software system on our computer, and every Sunday night they would give some sort of upgrade to the system. It was standard. And we didn't always see it as a good upgrade, even though they would call it an upgrade. And Monday mornings, Kathy and I would go into the studio like, okay, what are we going to find today when we turn on the computer or get
my gosh, yeah.
It could be frustrating for us, or there could be a delay, or it may have gone through, but there was a few little glitches, you'd have to work out with the new upgrade. I almost feel like, okay, using that word, yes, it's a positive, but there's also some things we're going to have to deal with, and some issues that we're going to have to face.
Absolutely. I love the idea that everybody's evolving too. It might happen at different levels. I feel like people who've been really working at this get it and can step into it gracefully. I think there's a lot of people maybe not handling it very gracefully, and they don't know what to do. And that's why we're seeing like this questioning of, well, are people getting darker? It feels like everybody's really intense and kind of being jerks. And it's like, yeah, because they have to face their stuff. And it's not a choice. And, it's hard. And there's a lot of people who never even gave a second thought to spiritual awakening. And they've really allowed their world to be dictated by, we go to school, here's the system, you don't really have a lot of value. Thanks for plugging in. We're going to control a lot of the aspects of who you are. And this upgrade is like, wait, no, this is uncomfortable. Where's my spiritual center? Where's my homing device? Who am I? So imagine everybody really going through that and they're like, oh my God, I don't get this. And, it's okay that they're leaning into their old systems. That is not going to last. We're trying to double down on an old system. And it's just almost, I hate to say it, but it's like funny. And I'm
Well,
not laughing at them, but I kind of feel like it some days like, oh my God. It's so
well,
obvious that it doesn't work.
well,
Sorry.
I was going to say, as a light worker, and been doing on this path for a while, I myself have felt like backpedaling.
Yeah.
It's just been in the last few months where I've been so tired of creating because I have constantly been creating.
Yeah.
Create this, create that, create this, create that, working independently. And the last few months, I have actually backpedaled and thought, it'd be nice just to have a regular job where it's just a regular routine. I know exactly who's going to be there. I know
Yeah.
exactly what I'm going to get paid. And then I have to remind myself, well, that's what's going away. No, we're actually moving to what I've been doing this whole time. So there's no point in backpedaling now, thinking that I'm going to be safe in that old system that's already struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that. So if anybody else is working independently and have been for a while, we're talking about this being so magical and stepping into it, but being real, like this can be hard and it's making us even question who we
Mhm.
are and what we're doing
Absolutely.
and if it's being effective.
So, um, I it's to go in even further to the self and not to feel overwhelmed by creating the to-do list. Let's soften it and just say it's about creating feeling loved and supported. And then you have a chance to really take the nervous system down and to allow it to naturally um, disassemble kind of the pressure and the competition and the old system. So I like the idea of just focus on being loved, being nurtured. That's what's here. That's what's presenting itself. And allowing that ease to come in and not feeling more overwhelmed of what do I need to do to be aligned with New Earth. I think we really are stepping into the unknown, and it is hitting a little bit of a panic button, like you're saying. It's kind of like, who do I keep doing this? Do I keep creating? How do I keep going? Well, even though you created great things, and it was really helpful, it might be a time of just, ugh, I just need to just freaking stop, even though it's lovely, but to stop the pressure and let the nervous system really reset with love.
Yeah. That's exactly what I've chosen to do. It's like push pause.
Yeah.
I'm not creating right now. It's just everything's kind of on pause. I'm just doing what's already been set, what's already on the schedule, and that's it.
And I think that's the place that the divine can really give to us. It's like, let's stop over trying.
Mm.
I I I am having just a profound experience of being supported. I've really folded into that space of just pause, stop. I need to be nurtured. I need to find stability. And it's been a feeling of unbelievable softness, support. And I'm just like remembering, like when I was a kid, how innocent I was and how trusting I was and loving. But in this world, I didn't know how to protect it. And oh my God, did I make some scary things happened. And then I started making bad decisions to hide myself and protect myself and separate from that. But that softness and innocence that I felt as a kid is super returning.
Mm.
And the invitation for New Earth is love, self love. To
I think
remember,
that's an important thing to reiterate, the whole love aspect, because if we're wanting to be these co-creators, what are we going to be creating with?
yeah,
Right? As mass media still tries to divide us in this election year, well, what are we going to choose to create with? Are we going to choose that pathway of division, or are we going to choose unity? And what unifies us is love.
absolutely. All right, let's meditate.
Okay. Take a moment to align your spine. And let's all roll the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale, roll them down and back, just to open up the heart space a little more. And as you open up the heart space, allow the breath that's flowing down with the exhale to ground you into your seat. And to remember that Mother Gaia is going through her own shifts, and we're all receiving these upgrades. So focus on your breath and allow it to stream in and out with depth and control. With every in breath, welcoming not only this life force energy, but welcoming this present moment and welcoming these light codes from Sirius. Allow your exhalations to settle you in, but also to relieve you of any remnants of unsettledness or restlessness that may be cropping up internally. Look at your breath as a way to receive a transmission, but also as a way to transmute your energy.
Just releasing those old systems and patterns with ease. And breathing in and connecting to that heart, the star and beautiful light inside of you. Breathing in and feeling the most stability and support you have ever imagined before. Allowing yourself to feel the courage it takes to soften, to step inwards, and to let go of the to-do list. I allow the light from Sirius, the light in my heart, to just dissolve all the betrayal, all the old systems, and I feel my connection to love. I am tapping into the infinite source of love. I am tapping into the infinite source of power and renewal. I am tapping in to the infinite source of wisdom. It's all inside of me. I'm just allowing this beautiful light from Sirius to continue to encourage me to focus inward, feeling safe, secure. And as I merge with my own inner power, I heal. I am restored to a place of divinity that is new and infinite. And just striving to create this beauty every day, feeling it, and allowing my external world to align with it. I'm done overproducing and competing in the outer world. I am allowing the love, the stability in my own heart to create the external world. It's a feeling. It's a vibration of joy. I am love. And when you're ready, we'll just open our eyes and know that you can carry this powerful place with you all day long just by breathing into your heart. Namaste.